SpongeBob SquarePants Mysteries Find a Missing Star. Chapter 16. That was some quick thinking on Squidward's part. We had Plankton right where we wanted him. As long as he thought there was a chance we could fork over the formula, he was going to play ball. Sure, there was no way we were going to actually give it to him. Heck, we didn't even have the secret formula with us. And even if we had, there was no way we would have given it to him. But Plankton didn't know that. The mere mention of the Krabby Patty secret formula was enough to blind him with greed and desire. The kind of greed and desire that makes a person willing to believe just about anything. I could use that. Not so fast, Plankton, SpongeBob said. What's the big idea sticking your robot goons on us? Plankton shifted uneasily from one little green foot to the other. Oh, that was just a tiny misunderstanding. I didn't recognize you two in those get-ups, he lied. Why are you dressed like that anyway? Did someone change the date of Halloween and forgot to tell me? Putting on his toughest face, Squidward took a step toward the diminutive villain. This is the way private detectives dress, Plankton. Plankton wrinkled his brow confused. Private detectives? Since when are you two knuckleheads private detectives? I thought you were just flunkies at Krabs' House of Slops. He chuckled, thinking that was a pretty good one. SpongeBob leaned over, getting right in Plankton's face. Since Patrick went missing! That's since when? Patrick? Plankton asked. That sea star with sand for brains? What's he got to do with giving me the Krabby Patty secret formula? Now it was Squidward's turn to lean over and get in Plankton's face. We got a pretty good idea Patrick's been kidnapped. And the trail leads right here to the chum bucket, pal. Where's Patrick, Plankton? SpongeBob barked. Plankton shrugged his minuscule shoulders. How should I know? Did you kidnap him? Squidward demanded. What? No, of course not, Plankton insisted. Why would I do that? Squidward picked up a bottle of chum sauce, waving it vaguely in the direction of Plankton's eye. You tell us. Where were you yesterday before I got off work? SpongeBob asked, grilling him. Plankton got a cagey look on his face. I don't have to tell you that, he said stubbornly. I don't have to tell you nothing. Maybe not, SpongeBob conceded. But you'll have to tell the police what you know once we turn you in. He took a couple of steps toward the exit. See you in the funny papers, Plankton. And by funny papers, I mean prison. And actually, I won't see you because I won't visit. Well, maybe on your birthday. Wait! Plankton cried. Not the cops! I don't need any more of that hassle. Look, I swear to you, I wasn't kidnapping Patrick yesterday. I was way too busy. SpongeBob and Squidward looked skeptical. Okay, fine. I'll prove to you where I was yesterday. Plankton said, pointing on a monitor on a hinged stand. He pressed a few buttons, bringing up the feed from the Chum Bucket security cameras. Here's the security footage from yesterday, shortly before you got off work. That's me, see? SpongeBob and Squidward watched the video on the monitor as the video on the monitor showed Plankton walking toward the Chum Bucket, pulling a wagon. The wagon was loaded with sacks from the Bikini Bottom Gourmet food shop. As he pulled the wagon, holding his handle in one hand, Plankton munched on a croissant in his other hand, taking bites and smiling. Crumbs from the pastry fell onto the ground, making a trail leading right to the Chum Bucket. Here I am returning from the Bikini Bottom Gourmet food shop with my purchases, Plankton narrated. Those crumbs, SpongeBob muttered. They could be the crumbs I saw leading to the Chum Bucket. Not Patrick's crumbs, Plankton's crumbs. Now we switched the interior camera, Plankton said, fiddling with the controls. I'm about to enter the kitchen, and there I am. On the monitor, Plankton entered the Chum Bucket kitchen, still pulling the wagon full of groceries and gourmet ingredients behind him. He went straight to the stove, consulted a cookbook, and began preparing a fancy dish. See? Plankton said triumphantly. I was practicing making a gourmet meal, not kidnapping Patrick. Case closed.
Why were you cooking a gourmet meal?
SpongeBob asked.
You changing the menu here, the chum bucket? Switching to fancy grub?
No, Plankton said. He turned cagey again. Why, I'm practicing making gourmet cuisine is my business. Private, personal business. Now hand over that Krabby Patty secret formula. A deal's a deal. SpongeBob headed toward the exit again.
The only thing we're handing over is you to the police. Maybe you didn't kidnap Patrick, but it's still a crime in this town to blast at people with lasers. I hope you like prison food, Plankton, cause I'll tell you one thing. It ain't gourmet.
All right, Plankton said, holding up his palms. Just stop right there. No need to get the police involved here. I'll tell you why I'm whipping up fancy food, but you have to keep it a secret, promise? SpongeBob and Squidward looked at each other and nodded. Promise, they both said. SpongeBob crossed his heart with his finger. Squidward stood there. Plankton sighed and brought up a picture on the monitor. It showed him and his computer wife Karen eating a romantic candlelit dinner together. From the grainy quality of the photo, it looked as though it had been taken several years earlier. Karen and I are celebrating our wedding anniversary in a couple of days, and I thought I'd recreate our first date. He hated revealing his plans for a romantic evening with Karen. Plankton didn't want people to think he was a softie, a sucker for mushy stuff. He cherished his reputation as a diabolical supervillain. Why all the elaborate cooking? Squidward asked. Why not just take her back to the restaurant where you had your first date? Plankton scoffed. Are you kidding? It closed years ago. The restaurant business is brutal. He perked up, looking hopeful. Unless, of course, you have a killer recipe everyone loves. You sure you don't want to share yours with an old friend?
Plankton, we don't even have the secret formula with us, SpongeBob said. That was just a trick to make you talk.
Hey, no fair, Plankton complained. You lied to me.
You lie all the time, SpongeBob countered.
Yeah, but it's okay when I do it, Plankton growled. In fact, it's charming. No, it's not, Squidward said. It's just lying. By the way, where is Karen? Plankton shrugged. I'm not sure. He gestured toward another monitor. Her tracking device is switched off. Last time I saw her, she said something about going home to visit her motherboard. It gave me the perfect opportunity to brush up on my cooking skills before I surprised her with the anniversary dinner. SpongeBob took one last look at the video from the day before. In it, Plankton was energetically stirring something in a bowl with a big whisk, humming and whistling. I love my little computer wife, he mortaled. My Karen is the light of my life. Plankton quickly shut the monitor off. Okay, enough of that, he said, blushing.
All right, Plankton, SpongeBob said, tipping his hat forward and plunging his hands into the pockets of his trench coat. Looks like you're in the clear for now, but stick around. Don't leave town. We may have more questions for you, see?
He went out the front doors. Squidward followed, then he turned back. Yeah, he told Plankton, grinning. We may have some questions about your widow computer wife. You know, like, just how much do you love your widow wife? I told you that was private, Plankton roared. Stay tuned for Chapter 17, coming up soon.